بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. الشيخ عبد الوهاب ibn Sulaiman, the father of Muhammad Abd al-Wahhab. شيخ الحنابلة بمكة ومفتيها الشيخ Ibn Humayd radiyallahu anhu, in his great book السحب الوابلة على ضرائح الحنابلة, a book of history, biographies. He included the biography of Sheikh Abd al-Wahhab, the father of Muhammad ibn Abd al-Wahhab. Ibn Humayd rahimahullah wa radi anhu was a great Hanbali scholar, and as I said, he was the Mufti of the Hanabila in Makkah al-Mukarramah, and he died 1295. His uncle, as we will read, was like a student to the son of, or the grandson of Sheikh Abd al-Wahhab that we mentioned. Muhammad ibn Abd al-Wahhab died 1206. Although Sheikh al-Allama Muhammad ibn Abdullah ibn Humayd, the author of Al-Suhb al-Wabila, included the biography of Sheikh Abdul Wahhab, the father of Muhammad, he didn't say anything but dispraising Muhammad Abdul Wahhab. Let's read from Al-Suhb al-Wabila what he said in the biography of Abdul Wahhab, which also includes something that he said about his brother, his son and the brother of Muhammad, Sheikh Sulaiman rahimahullah wa radiya anhu. And this is really important. He said, Abdul Wahhab ibn Sulaiman ibn Ali ibn مشرف أو مشرف بوزن محمد التميمي النجدي، قرأ في الفقه على أبيه صاحب المنسك المشهور، وعلى غيره وحصل وتفقه ودرس وكتب على بعض المسائل الفقهية كتابة حسنة، توفي سنة 53 و100 وألف. He said he read al-fiqh, he studied al-fiqh, and he studied with his father, and his father had a famous book in al-manasik, the rituals of al-hajj wal-umrah, and he also read with other mashayikh, and he taught and he authored maybe short texts or books or so, and he died 1153. Remember, Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab died 1206. وهو والد محمد صاحب الدعوة التي انتشر شررها في الآفاق. And he is the father of Muhammad, the one who had this da'wah that prevailed. لكن بينهما تباين مع أن محمدا لم يتظاهر بالدعوة إلا بعد موت والده. But there is a huge difference between the two of them. However, Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, he never started what he did, he never claimed what he claimed until his father had already died. وأخبرني بعض من لقيته عن بعض أهل العلم عمن عاصر الشيخ عبد الوهاب هذا أنه كان غضبانا على ولده. Someone told me or narrated to me from one of the scholars, one of the people of knowledge, from someone who lived at the same time of Sheikh Abdul Wahhab, that he was angry with his son Muhammad, أنه كان غضبانا على ولده محمد لكونه لم يرضى أن يشتغل بالفقه كأسلافه وأهل جهته, because he didn't want to study al-fiqh like his people, like his ancestors and the people of his region. ويتفرس فيه أنه يحدث منه ويتفرس فيه أن يحدث منه أمر فكان يقول للناس يا ما ترون من محمد من الشر. And he expected and he expected and he anticipated that Muhammad, his son, will do something huge, and he would say يا ما ترون من محمد من الشر. You will see a lot of evil because of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, his son. فقدر الله أن صار ما صار وكذلك ابنه سليمان أخو الشيخ محمد كان منافيا له في دعوته. فقدر الله أن صار ما صار. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his qadr was that Muhammad did what he did, and his father was always right about him, and his son Muhammad Qarn Shaytan never started what he did until his father had died. Ibnuhu Sulaiman, his son, the other son, Sulaiman ibn Abdul Wahhab, the brother of Muhammad, كان منافيا له في دعوته ورد عليه ردا جيدا بالآيات والآثار. He was also disagreeing with his brother, fighting his da'wah, and he responded to him a good response with الآيات and the reports or الأحاديث الآثار لكون المردود عليه لا يقبل سواهما, because the one whom he responded to never accepted anything except for الآيات والآثار. ولا يلتفت إلى كلام عالم متقدما أو متأخرا, and he never accepted the statements or the opinions of scholars, early scholars or late scholars. كائنا من كان, anyone. This includes Ahmad bin Hanbal, by the way. غير الشيخ تقي الدين ابن تيمية وتلميذه ابن القيم, except for Ibn Taymiyyah and Ibn al-Qayyim. فإنه يرى كلامهما نصا لا يقبل التأويل. The way he says their statements is that their statements are nusus, nas. It cannot be interpreted. This means what? It means that sometimes he takes what they say and it is clear, so he will just follow it. طبعا, why would I follow Ibn Taymiyyah all the way while Ibn Taymiyyah was never better than the A'imma? He doesn't care about anything else, anyone else. It's Ibn Taymiyyah and that's it. And Ibn Taymiyyah's statement is clear, so it is all justified. The question here, if Ibn Taymiyyah's statement can be interpreted in different ways, why would you stick to one? Or another question, why would you deny the other one, the other possibility that you've never thought of, that you've never taken into consideration, the other possibility of interpreting what Ibn Taymiyyah said? Why? Because you want people just to follow one interpretation, your interpretation. فإنه يرى كلامهما نصا لا يقبل التأويل ويصول به على الناس. And he would use it to oppress people, to control people, to force people to do things that they didn't want to do, to force them to follow his aqeedah. It's like what al-Mu'tazila did when they wanted people and forced them and imposed on them the opinion of خلق القرآن, Quran being created. وإن كان كلامهما على غير ما يفهم. Look at this. Even if what they said, Ibn al-Qayyim ibn Taymiyyah, even if what they said cannot be. Now it's not just two possibilities. His interpretation is actually a stupid one or a wrong one, and what they said cannot be understood the way he understood it. So he was definitely mistaken. We go from one level to another. The level of, okay, they said something, it can be interpreted in two different ways. You took one, I take the other. No, now they said something, you understood something which is definitely wrong. It can never be what you understood, it is something else. وسمى الشيخ سليمان رده على أخيه فصل الخطاب في الرد على محمد بن عبد الوهاب. He authored the book and he called it فصل الخطاب في الرد على محمد بن عبد الوهاب. طيب, فصل الخطاب في الرد على محمد بن عبد الوهاب. This is a book that the Sheikh Sulaiman, the brother of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, authored. Another book was الصواعق الإلهية that we will be reading inshallah in al-Madrasa al-Hanbali. I think they announced it and everything. Who said that Sulaiman wrote that book? Ibn Humayd. Ibn Humayd, as I said, and we will repeat it again, narrates from his uncle. His uncle narrates from the son of his Shaykh Sulaiman, from his Shaykh Sulaiman. But we should not believe this, and we should go and read the article on the internet in whatever they call Sayd al-Fawaid, and this man called the Shu'air wala Shu'ayr wala ma'rafsh eh. He's a great scholar in the Hanbali Mazhab, great scholar in your head, in your stupid, ignorant head. He is a great scholar. Among the Hanabila, even the ones we disagree with, among the Hanabila, those who studied a little bit of the Hanbali Madhab, who really studied a little bit of the Hanbali Madhab, we all know, even though we disagree, and sometimes the disagreement is really harsh, but we all agree that this man is really weak. If he was the same person I'm referring to, if he wasn't, then he was definitely nakira. Nothing. Anyways, This article on the internet, full of tashghib, full of hashu, full of this article can be used as an example for in postmodernism, things like existentialism, absurdism, theatre of the absurd, these are dominant ideologies or theories in postmodernism. Sometimes authors or playwrights or novelists, they author things to show the meaninglessness of life. In my mind, this article shows the meaninglessness of Al-Wahhabiyya. And if someone believes in this, he has to believe in the absurdity of life. Alhamdulillah that we are believers, Alhamdulillah that we are Muslims, Alhamdulillah that we are Hanabila. We should not believe this, Ibn Humayd, who has a connected isnad that I have just mentioned. And we should believe someone who lives in this era while claiming things that are really weak. And one of them is that those people who were against Al-Wahhabiyya, Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab and his da'wah, they claimed that his brother Sulaiman wrote so and so because they wanted something strong to attack Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, and nothing is better than his brother, and his brother repented, Ya Allah, like the rest of the ummah, all of the important figures in the ummah, they all repented. Same thing, his brother also repented, and he went back to the da'wah of Tawheed, and alhamdulillah he died a Muslim. And maybe Sahih Bukhari was on his chest, and maybe he also said that he wanted to die on the aqidah of the old women in Naysabur. Listen. في الرد على فصل الخطاب في الرد على محمد بن عبد الوهاب. This is the book. وسلمه الله من شره ومكره. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected Sheikh Sulaiman, from the evil of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab and from the plots of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. مع تلك الصولة الهائلة التي أرعبت الأباعد. And his strength and his oppression that made everyone fear him, even the ones who were far away from him. Imagine the case for his brother. فإنه كان إذا باينه أحد ورد عليه ولم يقدر على قتله مجاهرة يرسل إليه من يغتاله في فراشه أو في السوق ليلا لقوله بتكفير من خالفه. If someone differed from him, from Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, if someone disagreed with him, Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, if someone disagreed with him, and he couldn't, for some reason, a political reason, he couldn't kill him, execute him publicly, he would send someone to kill him, an assassin, to kill him in his bed, in a souq, at night. لقوله بتكفير من خالفه. And we mentioned that. We have already mentioned that. And we have already dedicated a course to refute نواقض الإسلام العشرة لمحمد بن عبد الوهاب. And we called it نقد النواقض الوهابية. And we always used references from the Hanbali madhab. Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab claimed that whoever disagreed with him wasn't muwahhid, wasn't Muslim. واستحلاله لقوله بتكفير من خالفه واستحلاله قتله, and he would consider it halal, permissible to kill whoever disagreed with him. وقيل إن مجنونا كان في بلدة. It was said that a crazy man was in a country or in a city, town or so. ومن عادته أن يضرب من واجهه ولو بالسلاح. And this crazy person, he had a habit to beat anyone or hit anyone whom he meets, even if he was holding a weapon. Even if he, the crazy person, was holding a weapon. فأمر محمد أن يعطى سيفا ويدخل على أخيه الشيخ سليمان. Muhammad commanded that this person is given a sword. He said to people, give him a sword. And he commanded that he would enter where Shaykh Sulaiman was. And he was in the masjid, وهو في المسجد وحده, and he was all alone. فأدخل عليه, so people let him enter the masjid. فلما رآه الشيخ سليمان خاف منه فرمى المجنون السيف من يده وصار يقول يا سليمان لا تخف إنك من الآمنين ويكررها مرارا. فلما رآه الشيخ سليمان خاف منه. When Sheikh Sulaiman saw him, he feared him. فرمى المجنون السيف من يده. The crazy person threw the sword from his hand. And he kept repeating, يا سليمان لا تخف, Sulaiman, do not fear. إنك من الآمنين, you are among the protected, you are among the safe. And he kept repeating it. ولا شك أن هذه من الكرامات, and there is no doubt that this is one of his كرامات. وخلف سليمان المذكور عبد العزيز من الفضلاء الأتقياء النجباء وأهل الورع البالغ في زمانه إلى الغاية, بحيث صار يطلق عليه أنه أورع أهل العصر. Suleiman's son was a Sheikh Abdul Aziz, and he was a great person, and he was a righteous person, the son of Sulaiman, and he was also very smart. And people claimed for him that he was the most righteous of his time. وأخبرني عمي عثمان وهو من طلبة العلم. My uncle Uthman told me, and he was a student of knowledge, وله اعتقاد عظيم في الشيخ, And he really believed in Sheikh Abdul Aziz, the son of Sulaiman. اعتقاد عظيم في الشيخ. He believed in his wilaya, he believed in his karama, he believed in his rank. Before you start claiming al-kufr wa shirk and stupidity. لعبادته وزهده وصلاحه ورعه, because of his righteousness. قال رأيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في النوم كأنه في مسجد الجوزي غربي عنيزة. He saw the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم Uthman, and as if he was in some masjid in Unayza, there in Saudi now. وكان الشيخ عبد العزيز المذكور يصلي قدامه فجئت إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. I'm not sure it's Unayza or Unayza, يعني I'm not really sure how to pronounce this. وكان الشيخ عبد العزيز المذكور يصلي قدامه, and this Sheikh Abdul Aziz was praying, and it was before the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. فجئت إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وسلمت عليه. Then he, the uncle of Ibn Humayd, went to the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم and he سلم عليه. وجلست عنده وقال هذا وأشار إلى عبد العزيز أورع أهل وقته. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم pointed to Abdul Aziz, the son of Sulaiman ibn Abdul Wahhab, and he said, this is the most righteous of his time. أو من أورع أهل وقته, or among the most righteous of his time. الشك من عمي, Uthman doubted whether it was min أورع or أورع, one among the most righteous or the most righteous. فقلت يا رسول الله كابن عمر في زمانه. قال نعم. Like Ibn Umar, in Ibn Umar's time, the Prophet ﷺ said yes. He will continue the story, and he would mention that his uncle actually sent a letter to Sheikh Abdul Aziz, the son of Sulaiman ibn Abdul Wahhab, told him about this dream and how he was humble, and that he said it's definitely a bushra and we should take this into consideration, but the people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wouldn't rely on such things and stuff like that. This was the family of Sheikh Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah wa radiya an. Didn't have anyone who went wrong except for Qarn al-Shaytan. Qarn al-Shaytan, who said that no one knew at-Tawheed except for him and his family. No. Except for him and his father. No. Except for him and his brother. No. Except for him. Yes. And his followers who just followed him. As if he just needed to claim prophethood, that he was a prophet. That's it. It would make a perfect sense. But no, he didn't. It was just easier for him to claim everyone kafir, that he was the only person who knew Tawheed. In the next video, there will be another video about Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab and his the strangest statement we will ever read from Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab about how he at some point knew Tawheed after he was ignorant about it, after he wasn't muwahhid, after he was probably a kafir in his opinion. In the next video we will know about this, and we will read it, and we will explain it to uncover the reality of Qarn al-Shaytan, Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. والله تعالى أعلى وأعلم، وصلي اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم، والحمد لله رب العالمين.